Coming up next, you've heard me talk a lot about recently my discovery of this local indie perfumer in Miami who's trained in Grasse, France. Her company is called Therapia by Aroma, or that's the store. And I'm going to introduce you quickly to 7 fragrances that I already have worn a bunch and I'm smelling, and just give you a quick introduction so you can get an idea of how beautiful they are. So stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose, and today gonna do a basically, I don't know, it's not a follow-up, but I have been talking obviously recently a lot about a new fragrance brand. If you watch my Instagram stories or my reels, again, my Instagram is Joel Adrian Brown. You can see it down below in my link or in the information. But also I've been doing the YouTube shorts every day where I do my scents of the day, and I've recently been doing a lot from this brand. And for those of you who didn't see my video that I did before, where I was actually at the boutique Therapia by Aroma, she has 2 boutiques here in Miami. I talked about my wonderful discovery, serendipity I would call it, a beautiful accident, where I discovered Irene's store, and she is from Paris originally, trained and lived in Grasse, right? Grasse, France, for many years. Those of you who follow perfumery know that is the birthplace of modern perfumery and still the capital of all the best perfumery in the world. So she trained there. She's been in Miami now since, I guess, about 2014, roughly, that she opened her first boutique. And I went in there, just a little while ago, discovered this place, and it was like literally one of the most wonderful discoveries I've had in a long, long time, especially kind of coming out of COVID. We've all been in these crazy times right now, everything going on in the world, and to find something like this is just such a blessing. And I'm so glad that I can introduce it to you guys, my subscribers, because I know you're always looking for new things, not only new things, but quality perfumes and at unbelievable prices. And this is everything. So just quickly, I'm going to introduce you to 7 fragrances that I actually have. I've smelled a lot more. They're wonderful, and I'll continue to bring others to your attention. But first I'm just going to show you here. This is Oud Fumé. This is the 30 ml bottle, just so you guys know. Almost all her fragrances, and I think she's got, I don't know if I think online she doesn't have everything that she has in the store. Like if you go to her fragrance store in either Coconut Grove in Miami or in an area called Colley Square, which is near Homestead, which is where her main workshop is, she's got over, I don't know, probably 70, 80 or so different fragrances that she's made. I don't know if online she has them all available, but this is Oud Fumé, and this is exactly what you would think it is. Well, maybe not. It's kind of like a smoky oud fragrance, and you can smell it. It's super woody. I mean, this is like a very strong woody-based fragrance, kind of like a chypre, I would say. If you like, oh boy, it smells like raw cut wood. And she uses all the best natural ingredients. She does have some synthetics like any good perfumer would do, right? She's not 100% natural, but almost everything here is natural. She orders her materials from all around the world. She was describing to me her process. I've seen her workshop actually. And we're going to actually start going into a workshop, and I'm going to start doing some things in there and kind of learning more. But Oud Fumé, really love this one, by the way. Again, this is a 30 ml bottle, and I think pretty much across the board for all her fragrances, they're $15. You heard that right, $15 for 30 ml, and for 100 ml, it's $25. $25 for a 100 ml bottle, and we're talking, I was just double checking that. We're talking incredible quality. And I can tell you from already smelling a lot of these and having some other people smell them who are in the business, this is a high quality indie perfumer, artisan perfumer, whatever you want to call it, extremely well blended. I mean, blended as well as you're going to smell out there. So just a footnote. All right, next I'm going to go to, this is called Peony Ripe Coffee Berry. Peony Ripe Coffee Berry. This one caught my attention because when I smelled it, It's got this beautiful kind of little bit of a floral smell, and that's from the coffee berry. This is not a coffee fragrance, so don't order this thinking you're getting a coffee smell like roasted coffee. This is peony and that coffee berry. It's a little bit more floral. It's a little bit more of a berry smell. I would describe it almost as a little bit of a reddish smell. Fresh, clean, very clean, almost soapy, but not quite. And again, I just really have worn this one already a few times and really enjoy that coffee berry smell, which is totally unique to me. All right, next let's go to one of the first ones that caught my attention there. This is called Pastis 22. She takes, by the way, you know, again, she's classically trained French perfumer. So she takes a lot of inspiration from the classic French perfumes from over 100 years ago. And this is one of those. It's slightly boozy. You can see from the color of the juice, by the way, look at that. So you've got this deep, rich juice. It's slightly boozy, dark, rich, and just elegant, sensual, sexual almost. I would say that this one is almost like an aphrodisiac. I've already worn it a few times and gotten some nice compliments on that. Pastis 22. All right, next let's go to, this one is one that she kind of personally described as maybe the strongest one she makes for men. By the way, all her fragrances there, she has a section for men, for women. All her fragrances are unisex. And as she, of course, described it, that's how they are. But when you go into a boutique, a lot of times people go in for the first time who don't understand fragrance, and they're used to how the retail market sets masculine, feminine. But everything here that I've smelled is absolutely unisex. This is Queer Imperial, okay? Can you see it there? All right. Queer Imperial. Again, a very dark, rich fragrance. This is a beautiful leather. I detect some oud in there too. I don't know what all the notes are because she doesn't have them on here. Sometimes she lists them, but I've already worn this. This is the one that kind of stood out to me in the store. It just blew me away. It's so rich, it's so excellently composed. It's so kind of just that kind of slightly oud and leather smell gives it very unique. So you got to be a little bit more daring. This is going to be for those of you who like stronger, more daring fragrances. It's not going to be for everybody. It's not going to be, I think, as easy to wear for everybody else. But for me, as someone who loves great niche perfumery, that one does the trick for me. All right, next let's kind of go to, I would say the next three are probably my three favorites so far that I've been wearing, although it's hard to say. I like all of these, but this one is called Orante. Orantiaco, if you guys can see that there, Orantiaco. This is a citrus fragrance. You've got some either orange blossom or neroli going on at the top, which you get right off the bat. And she does a lot of really nice citrus fragrances you can see at her on her store or her website. But what I like about this one, it's kind of like, it's just a little bit, it's darker. It's a little bit darker than a typical citrus fragrance right off the top. So if you like orange citrus, a good, perfect summertime fragrance. But the catch about this one, which really makes it interesting for me, is that she's named it Orantiaco, again, because this is to help with your aura. And she's a very spiritual woman. She's very much into aromatherapy. And she talks about how this brings out the aroma or your aura. This helps your aura. So she said she even recommended spraying this like in the house, like in front of your door before you leave in the morning, you know, just some kind of cool stuff. So especially if you're more into that kind of spiritual side of, you know, your chakra and your different kind of, you know, more spiritual, I guess, elements with your body, this is one that you'd probably want to check out. Again, Orantiaco. All right, now we're going to get down to White Iris. All right, this is cool. Normally, iris is not one of my favorite fragrance notes. It has been something I have had to, you know, acclimate myself to or get used to because it's not typically one that I'm drawn to. I don't typically go, oh man, that's an iris fragrance. I love it. This one I loved right off the bat. It's got this like sweet kind of almost fruity aspect to it. I don't know how to describe it. But it smells beautiful on the skin. So it's got this kind of skin scent smell, iris, kind of fruity, elegant, beautiful, sensual again, like all her fragrances are very sensual again because they're very classically French composed fragrances. So this one, just really, really enjoyed it so far, and it was a total shocker for me because Iris is not one of my favorites. And lastly, I'm going to go to Lafayette. Lafayette, I mean, listen to this. Agarwood, which is, oud, patchouli, vanilla. Just amazing. I'm wearing this one actually today. So I've got it already all over my skin and my neck. It projects. It's just, to me, this one is a little bit more, it's kind of almost, I would say almost aldehydic or powdery. But you get this beautiful, again, the oud is a very subtle oud, so it's not super strong. It's just a nice rounding oud. You get that patchouli and that vetiver, give this earthiness. It's very earthy, but it's also kind of very bright and it's almost powdery. So love this one, really enjoying getting to know it. So there you go. Those are 7 fragrances that I actually have right now that I've been wearing and trying that I love. And I love a lot more, and I'll be reviewing more as I go along. But I wanted to get these out to you because I know a lot of people have already been asking, hey, what ones do you recommend or what have you been wearing? So I wanted to let you guys know these are 7. Thank you guys for watching. This is JoelTheNose. I appreciate, of course, all your support. And I guess I'll be back soon with another video. As I always say, peace and love.